fascinating Goldman Sachs analysis that reveals the true economic potential of artificial intelligence. While everyone's focused on the latest AI headlines, let's look at the bigger picture that really matters for our future job and investment thoughts. Goldman's economists have mapped out what they call the AI investment cycle, and it's reshaping our entire economy. Back in 2023, they predicted three major phases of AI development. First, we'd see massive investments in hardware, all the computers and chips needed to make AI work. Then this cost would gradually come down as technology improves. Finally, we'd see steady growth in AI software investment as more companies start using the technology itself. But here's the fascinating part. This cycle is happening much faster than anyone expected. The investment boom they forecasted has already materialized, with AI hardware revenues surging by over 200 billion on an annualized rate as of late 2024. And they are projected to rise by another 125 billion by the end of 2025. Now, here is where it gets really interesting. You might think that as AI gets cheaper to develop and use, we'd see less investment in technology, but Goldman's analysis suggests the exactly opposite. They believe that lower cost could actually catalyze higher levels of real hardware spendings as companies race to maintain their competitive edge. And here it comes to the 4.5 trillion opportunity. Let's talk about the numbers that really matter. Goldman estimates that AI could boost labor productivity by 15% over roughly 10 years. In today's dollars, that translates to around 4.5 trillion in annual value for the US economy alone. That's like adding another Japan to the global economy. Looking at software's impact from 1981 to 2012, they found something remarkable. While software revolutionized the entire economy, software companies themselves only capture about 25% of the total economic value they created. The rest of the benefits went to workers, consumers, and businesses using the software. Today, the average software spend per US worker is around $4,500, but the value created is far greater. This pattern could repeat with AI, where the economic impact extends far beyond the companies creating the technology. Despite this enormous potential, here's the most surprising statistic. Only 6% of companies report using AI for regular productivity today. That's barely up from 4% in late 2023. It's like having a Ferrari in your garage, but not knowing how to drive it. Why aren't more companies jumping on board with AI? Goldman's research reveals some fascinating insights for us. The main barriers aren't what you might expect. The number one reason, lack of knowledge about AI capabilities. Second comes privacy and security concerns. Third, many companies feel AI isn't mature enough yet. And fourth, there is a shortage of skilled workers who can implement AI solutions. Surprisingly, cost isn't even in the top three concerns. This suggests that most companies are waiting for what Goldman calls a plug-and-play solution, something that's easy to implement without requiring massive organizational changes. The implications for global productivity are enormous. Goldman's analysis shows that the potential for AI-driven automation is remarkably similar across major economies. This isn't just a Silicon Valley story. It's a global transformation. Companies that do adopt AI could see cost savings of several $1,000s per worker per year. These savings come from automating tasks like first, processing and analyzing information. Second, organizing and planning work. Third, documenting and recording information. 4, monitoring processes and materials. 5, updating and using relevant knowledge. This means AI isn't just a story of Silicon Valley, as I repeated, or Chinese tech hubs. It's a truly global transformation that could lift productivity everywhere. And here's the graph. The key difference will be how quickly different countries adopt and implement these technologies. The future timeline. Goldman's current forecast suggests that US adoption will reach levels necessary to impact aggregate productivity statistic in 2027, with peak impact in the early 2030s. Other developed markets and major emerging economies are expected to follow a few years later. What this means for investors, for us. Here are the key implications from Goldman's analysis. First, focus on the companies building AI platforms and applications. These phase-free companies will be crucial in making AI accessible to mainstream businesses. Second, don't get too caught up in short-term cost fluctuations. The real value will come from widespread adoption and productivity gains. Third, keep an eye on global competition. Government support and investment could accelerate adoption timelines significantly. And here we have a powerful quote to remember. Here's what Goldman's economists say about the big picture. If our longer-run estimates are correct and AI-enabled task automation raises the level of aggregate productivity by 15% over roughly 10 years, generative AI would unlock around 4.5 trillion in annual value for the US economy. Final thoughts here. What we're witnessing isn't just another tech trend. It's a fundamental reshaping of how value is created in the global economy. The question isn't whether AI will transform businesses, but how quickly and who will lead the charge. The most exciting part here, we're still in the early stage, happily. Just as the personal computer revolution took years to fully transform businesses and society, the AI revolution is just beginning its journey from cutting-edge technology to everyday business tools. And the key message from Goldman's analysis is clear. While the media focuses on the latest AI breakthrough, the real story is the massive economic transformation happening behind the scenes. Those who understand and prepare for this shift will be best positioned to benefit from what could be the biggest productivity boom in at least modern history. Let's be modest. You can see my verified outperformance of the S&P 500 index as the portfolio manager here. Video right from Interactive Brokers. Thank you for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about AI's potential to transform the economy. And please don't forget to like and subscribe for more analysis of major economic trends, the bigger pictures of everything. So thank you for watching once again, and please help me. Here's the next video, and I hope to see you soon.